Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Chris. If you're new here, this is a Redbud Farmer YouTube channel. And today we're going to be working on my 94 F-250. I have to put a gauge in it. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Wow, that's really dirty. I'm going to have to clean this lens or something. Wow. So yeah, let me go ahead and turn this around and I'll show you the parts that I got. Alright, so here's all the parts I got laid out. Well, there's one, two. That is a new crossover pipe because the truck is a 94 F-250. It has a 7.3 IDI Turbo, factory turbo. And this pipe here is from Classic Diesel Designs in Texas. And it has the port welded into it so I can put my sensor for the EGT gauge. Now, this gauge is a 3-in-1 from Glowshift. It's a 3-in-1 right here. Boost, temperature, and pressure gauge. So that's going to be fuel pressure. And I have all the sensors and everything and all the adapters that I'm going to need to hook everything up. These are just adapters and stuff that I got at Roll King. Wiring harness, pressure sensors, boosts, pressure sensor, boost sensor, EGT sensor, power wire, and all the affiliated things, and also the mount for the gauge. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that on. So most of the underside stuff will be done, and then everything else will be up top except for putting this sensor in. So we'll go ahead and get you set up on a tripod and get outside, get everything outside, and start doing this. Start taking everything apart and putting everything back together. All right, I'm going to crawl under here. This is a pipe we need to get out. There are, I'm not sure how well you can see this. I don't have a light, but there is. Can I turn the light on my phone? How can I do this with the camera on? I don't know. Can I do? Nope, don't want to close it out. Okay, anyways, there's a bolt there you can see, or a nut, and then there's obviously one over there, and then I have to get the ones up on the other side out. But my tripod won't fit under here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, change this out, and then I'll bring you guys back in and show you whenever I get it done. All right, well, I got it in. To say that it wasn't a struggle, well, it was. So yeah, let me go ahead and turn this around and I'll show you. All right, so here's what we got going on. Got it all bolted up in there. I still have to put my EGT sensor in. There's the old pipe, and there it is on the other side. Where are you at? Right there. I had to use the jack to hold it up. Started on this side, but I couldn't get it to go. Well, I started on this side. I put this side on first, put one nut in. And then I tried getting this side on, and I couldn't get it on. So I put the jack under there. Tried jacking it up to line it up with the pipe because it wouldn't line up. Then I couldn't get the flange to line up. So yeah, then I took it all down, and then put this side on first with both nuts, and then put this side on, and it went easier. So I guess if you're gonna do these, put this side on first, passenger side, and then put the driver's side on afterwards, because it was easier that way. So I guess now I should put the sensor in and make sure I don't have any leaks anywhere. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start this up. Make sure I don't have any leaks. What I'm looking for is to make sure the donut gaskets aren't leaking, because that's what leaked before on the old setup. After a while, it started to leak. I think the donuts, the sealing surface, I think just wore out after a while. So Oh, there's a leaf right by the exhaust. We don't want that in there. That wouldn't be good. Any other leaves in there so we don't catch on fire? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go ahead and fire this thing up and make sure we don't have any leaks. Take her out of gear. Now's the time to check it while it's smoky. It's like that side down there is leaking. The passenger side looks like it's leaking. Oh yeah, it's leaking real bad. See if I can fix that. Get a. It's terrible. It's worse than what it was before. The stock pipe. Trying to hold this thing. There we go. See what I can do here one hand. Not sure what I can do. Maybe. No, that ain't gonna work. Trying here. Come on. Come on. That's about all I can give. That nut's pretty tight. So is that one's pretty tight too. That's about all tight I can get them. I'd have to put some, take that back off and put some putty or something on it, sauce putty. That ain't gonna work. That's a pretty big leak right there. Maybe I can beat it around a little bit with a hammer. Do something. No, that ain't gonna work. Just gonna have to put some goop on it. Right, take it back down and put some goop on it. So let me do that, and then we can keep going along with this process here. Turn you the wrong way. There we go. That's better. Now let me keep doing that. Let me take this back off, put some goop on there, and finish this process. All right, here we are top side. Make sure I'm recording. All right, now our focus is going to be, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with the bleeder valve. See if I have a size that's right. It's going to be 7/16. Oh my. I have to get a socket on that. Let me get a socket. So I can strip that out. So what I'm going to do is this where my fuel pressure sensor is going to go. So put my fuel pressure sensor here. But I still want to retain my bleeder. So to do that, I'm going to use a T and a double-sided male-to-male adapter. Put some Teflon tape on here. Maybe if I can get my fingers to work right here. Here we go. Give this a couple wraps here. Oh, no! Oh, gotta be kidding me. Oh, we gotta start over. Just like went flinged right out of my hand. When I tried to rip the tape. Try it again. Trying to keep the tape flat. There we go. This is making a big mess. There we go. That out of there. Don't want to suck that into the fuel. Okay. All right, Teflon tape on here. Go ahead and put this in. Come on. Start it in the hole. There we go. Now we're going to be 7/16 as well. Yes. Go ahead and thread this in. It's pretty tight. All right. Now I'll go ahead and get my bleeder. Oh no, I need the T. Where is the T? There's a T. Get the T put on. Come on. Yeah, I'm spinning it the right way. What are you doing? Oh, hey, look at that. That's nice. That wire wasn't even hooked up. Oh well. That was just the heater. Nobody likes to keep hooked up. Anyways, everybody says it leaks. So I guess I'll have to delete that now. If I can get this thing started, it'd be kind of nice. Maybe. Are we even turning the right way here? No, we're not. What are we doing? I thought this was the right way. Yeah. Now that side wants to go on. All right. Well, won't the other side go on? Whatever. All right. Nope. Nope. Aha. This as tight as I can. Come on. Maybe, if it'll cooperate with me. I can... Why is this so hard to figure out? Why can I do this? Alright. Why am I, like, struggling here? I need to get a pair of pliers. Or something. Which I don't have out here, so I'll be back. And I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Why don't I just find out which adapter goes for my fuel adapter? And then I tighten it, and then I can, and it'll in turn tighten this. Wow, I'm stupid today. Pressure sensor is yellow. If you like this, and you want to see more from me, please consider go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And you get to see more of me being stupid at some point and not using my brain. At least get this T to go one time around. Come back on top would be nice. Alright, I don't want that to tighten anymore, because that is pretty well tight. Okay. Now, put some pipe tape on here, wherever it went to. Where did I put it at? I hid it on myself. Somewhere. Where did it go? Where? Oh, it's up on the windshield cowl. Why did I put it all the way up there? Don't lose it. There we go. All right. Now I get to keep my bleeder too. And I can still bleed my fuel whenever I replace a fuel filter. Now if I could find my 7/16 that I just literally had. Oh, that's right. It fell down. Where did you fall down? On the ground. Which I'm probably going to have to do that again. Do a bleed on this. Okay. There's that. Now, can you guys see this? Down here. I need to get the plug out. That's not the right side. Can I fit this in here? Maybe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Now, can I fit this in here? No problem. Where's it gonna hit? Nope. Just as I suspected. Not enough height. Okay. Now, we're gonna have to make this little apparatus up here. Out of another T and a male-to-male connector and make a little riser to get it past the intake. Come on. I can get my hands to work here. This thing's so hard to put tape on. Okay. Got tape on that and a little male to male, 1/8 inch. These are all 1/8 inch. Everything here is 1/8 inch NTP, NP, whatever. something like that. NPG, NT, I don't know. Not a pipe. Well, there we go. Got it. Tighten that up. Get back here. Is this microphone still working? Yes, it is. Thank goodness. It'll probably soon quit. So if I lose audio, forgive me, because I didn't notice that my microphone was dead. Tighten this up a little bit more. Should be good. Stuck on the hood latch. Put this thing in here. Little riser. All right. Do the same thing over here. Put this in. And then I'll just... I'm using my brain this time. Wow. Brain power. Now the whole reason I'm doing this is because, like I said a little bit ago, this sensor will not clear the back of this snail shell intake. Now, I would assume if you really wanted to, you could grind this back, but I chose not to. So this is the way I'm going to do it. But that is all up to you and how you want to do your truck. I just would prefer not to do that. All right, now put this little plug back in here. Put a little bit of tape on it. A little pipe plug. Go ahead and stick that back in there. Not that it was really necessary, but I could find a T, but I couldn't find a little connector like that. So it was kind of necessity to do it this way. And it was easy to buy this stuff at the time because well, it was just easy. Couple more. Couple more. Couple more. Bang. There we go. That's enough. Should be. Now, we have to think about wire routing. And I would like to take this wire up in here where the air conditioner lines go. Hopefully that's not going to be too much heat on it. And run it over down to here beside the accelerator cable, drill a hole through the firewall right there, and run it all through the firewall right there beside that. I'll run the other line up. I'll run the other wire up along where the clutch line goes. Run it up along there, bring it up along the firewall, zip tie it to there. That way it doesn't touch the exhaust manifold. And then, yeah, there's like a perfect little place. Looks like a hole to put a plug or drill a hole through. I think I'm going to use that. Drill a 1/2 inch hole through there. And then, yeah. So let me get a drill bit. Take all my wrenches in because I don't need those. Get rid of some of my trash for now. And start getting these wires laid out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drill my hole. That's not wobbling too much. I'm going to go ahead and drill my hole into the cab. Put the wires through. If I don't fall first. I think I'm going to go for, maybe if I can get my drill back there, go for this. Go for right about here. Maybe. If I can keep it from walking on me. This out of the way. And my battery is dying. Come on. Oh. Come on. Just. Come on. A little more. A little more. A little more. Okay. Whoa, kick the block out. Grab a battery off the light here. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Now I need to poke something through there. If I don't fall again. Get a screwdriver or something, I guess, and poke through there. Out here. Maybe I can run the drill through it again. Poke it through on the other side. Break on through to the other side. Alright, let's see. Let's go inside and see if my hole went through the whole way through. Alright, there's the hole. Right here. That's right about where I wanted it to come through at. Right behind that little dinghy box. It goes ding, ding, ding. That's what I wanted. Where I wanted it to come out at. So that's actually perfect. Why did you fall down? You need to get back up here, sir. You just stay. There we go. All right. Now we can start shoving the wires through there. First, I'm going to get them all laid out up here. Get them fixed. Get them laid out up here. And then I can worry about getting them through that hole. So we'll do this one first. That one. And then do the other one. This one here. Boost. Pressure. Get it ran through the hole. Hopefully that hole's big enough for both of them. It should be. There. I have to go outside and take care of that one. It would help if it was going through the hole in the insulation and not just punching. Come one with the truck. No. I'm trying to push it the wrong way here. Aha! Got it. There we go. Alright, there's one wire. Now we're just going to get the other one through. This one's going to be for the fuel pressure. Alright, come on. You little hole. Can you find the hole in the inside? Come on. Maybe. No. Why do I have a feeling? We have to get a pair of small needle nose and pull that through. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So let me go get a pair and I'll be back. Alright, I got a small pair of needle-nose here. I'm going to try and fish that wire through. Try and grab it from the other side. Shove it through again. Or something. I just can't grab it. Maybe if I use the needle from this side. I have to try and feed it through. Enough to where I can grab it. Maybe on the other side. mode. My phone is dying. Usually I run into the problem of my microphone is dying. Alright, so this is what we're going to do here. Put these in here. This, anyways. At least this one. That's broke. But at least I'll put this up in here. And that'll help some. And then maybe I just get 1 or 2 zip ties. Zip tie this up to here. And that'll help. Yeah, get a couple zip ties and zip tied that up here. Let me get a couple and I'll be back. Alright guys, now we are inside the truck. On the inside, I gotta take this trim panel down right here along the door. My phone's only at 20%, so hopefully it doesn't die. But I have a feeling I'm not going to get this done before it dies. But that's alright. It is what it is. So we're going to take this off. Maybe. There we go. Not sure how this piece is going to fit over. It just fit right over top. Yeah, going to need to put a couple holes in it. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a couple holes. Well, I can just... Yeah, figure that out later. I'm going to put this gauge in here. Need to drill a hole in that for all my wires. But anyways, let me get this camera off, this phone off here real quick. I need to run my wires. Got them all hooked up under the dash. Need to run them up through here. Get them ran up through here. A lot of extra wire. There's that. And then I need to do this wire here for the EGT gauge. So let me go ahead and get you guys back up here. You won't really be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll put you up here anyways. At least somewhat hold the phone. Make sure that the microphone is still recording, because these things die and I don't get a warning. They were cheap microphones on Amazon. I need to get better ones. I need to get a camera instead of using my phone all the time. But, oh well, one thing at a time here. Alright, what are we doing here? There we go. Got the tie wire off of that. Now I can plug it in down here. Plug the connector in. Got some really nice connectors with this set. With this kit. All right, there's that. Definitely going to be not using all of this wire. Definitely going to have to take some of it back somewhere. But that's all right. I need to get my drill and drill a hole or two in my trim panel. Well, let's see if I can screw this up and then regret it later. Oh, come on. Piece of junk. Oh, it cracked it. Yeah, I guess that's what you get for trying to drill through 30-year-old sun-faded plastic. I guess it's not really sun-faded. A little bit. Oh, well. Is what it is. Oh, well. Whoopsie. Okay. Start feeding my wires. Start feeding my wires through here. Not like I need to. Okay, there you go. Bye-bye. See you later. Actually, I need to get this gauge taken care of. I think I need to get the little extensions put on the back here. And my little thing right there holds the gauge in the pod. Do these go in any specific order? I'm gonna have to check and make sure that these don't go in any particular spot, because I don't know. Make sure these wires don't go in a particular spot on this gauge. Okay, come on. Get off there, little buddy. Oh, wait a minute. Were they supposed to stay on there? Hold on. I think they were supposed to stay on there. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, I think those were supposed to stay. Oh. Whoopsie. Keep the gauge in. Keep the gauge together. Took the wrong thing apart, y'all. Whoops. So I'm going to put that back together. Pretend like it never happened. Screw that on there. Screw that on there. Try and orient this gauge somewhat the right way. Yes, the right way. Put the little thingy on the back that keeps it in place. 2 washers to put on. Actually, you know what? I probably, since this is tight in here, this is really tight, and it's getting really dark, and I want to try and finish this tonight. I would like to. I need to get my wires through here, first of all. Might have to drill a second hole. I don't know if all my wire is going to fit through here. I still have my EGT wire and my power wire. That barely fits through there. How is this one going to fit? Guess I'm just going to have to run it backwards. Ouch. Snappity fingers. Alright, wires. Oh, wrong wire. There we go. Oh, I did it backwards. I gotta do it the other way. Oh, you idiot. You have to feed the plug through the other side. Okay. So there's all my wires that I have way too much of. But that's okay. That's the power wire. Okay. Now I just need to put them through this. This is not going well. No, it is not, Sam. I am. I need an extra hand here. There's that. That wire. Where's my other one? There it is. Now we don't want to turn the high beams on. Oh, this is a beautiful disaster. Oh my. Alright, let's get this gauge in here. I gotta check and see. Does it matter how I hook these up? Gauge wiring. Okay, what about... What about... There we go. That tells us. There we go. There's a diagram, right? Don't fall. Right. Where are you at? Right here. Okay, let's see. This is getting to the point where I can't see real good. Let's see. Power harness goes in top left. Boost pressure. Oh man, which is the boost pressure? That's a good question. I should have put tape or something on it. Exhaust goes left bottom. Oh. Okay, let's go figure this out. And my microphone has died. Everything is dying. Hopefully you can hear me now, because my microphone died, just like I thought it would. And yeah, phone's dying, this is dying, everything's dying. Let's see. Now I have to figure out which yeah. I'm not sure which is which is which. No. If the sensor wires are the same. Oh wait, I remember. The one with the messed up plug. That was the fuel pressure. Yeah. That's right. That was a fuel pressure one. So boost pressure goes top right beside power, which is not the one I'm putting in right now. It's the boost pressure. I have it upside down. There we go. And the good plug is boost. And if they're backwards, I'll just switch them. Okay, I may just get this gauge in here, and that's going to be it for tonight. It is getting dark, everything is dying. Phone's dying, microphone is dead. So, yeah. I'd say it's going to be a good stopping point for tonight. Get this in here. My last little bit of light that I do have. And yeah, resume this tomorrow. Okay, let's hang this down. That one. Put this nut on. one last nut tightened up. And get these wires pulled through here. Screaming kids. Okay, there's that. Alright. I may have drilled my hole in a bad spot here. There we go. Couldn't get my wires in. There we go. Got that in. Now, all I need to do is get a couple self-tappers. I'm just going to go ahead and put, since it's getting dark, go ahead and put a couple screws in. Up here. And call it quits for tonight, because I got to go charge my phone anyways. So I'll put this one in. And I'll put this one back here in. And yeah, then I'll go ahead and finish this tomorrow, because I still need to put some self-tappers in, put at least a couple self-tappers in this. I gotta put at least a couple self-tappers in this pod to hold it up here. I need to run these wires down to get a light. I gotta run these wires down here and tidy this up. Probably just gonna zip tie them all together and tidy them up behind the kick panel down here. There should be enough room in there to tidy them all up in there. And then, yeah, and then I just gotta hook up the power wire in here. The power wire, the ground. I gotta take this dash off to hook up the dim wire for the lights. That way it triggers the illumination or whatever whenever the lights come on, wherever that's at. Yeah, here's your wiring diagram if I can. Constant 12 volts is red, white wires you're switched, orange wire to headlight switch power source, which I have it marked out somewhere on one of these. I have 2 fuse taps I'm going to use. Well, I might have to get another fuse tap, but here's what they have. This is what Glowshift recommends you using. Red for your constant volt is fuse 8, and white is fuse 11, and then the brown wire off the headlight switch. But I have a port in there that I know is a switched source for the headlights. So I think I'm just going to use it instead and put a wire tap on it. So yeah, that's going to be for tomorrow. So I'm going to stuff these wires inside for tonight, just enough to where I can close the door. Maybe. Get them all stuffed in here. And so I don't crush them in the door. it for tonight. So I will see you folks tomorrow. All right, everybody. Oh, excuse me here. So it's a couple days later. I went ahead and just finished up the gauge because I thought I was gonna have to use the truck on Friday or Saturday, but I ended up just using my F-150 for that. But went ahead and finished it up and took it for a little drive, and works pretty good. This gauge is actually really nice. So the only thing I had to do after that was I had to fix the crossover pipe for the turbo that connects the two manifolds. It was leaking on both sides, so I took it back off and kind of beat the flange a little bit to try and recurve it, maybe see if I can get it to seat different. And then I put a generous amount of JB Weld exhaust putty on both flanges. So now I'm going to go ahead and start it up and see if we still have a leak. And I'll show you, before I do that though, I'll show you what I had really left to do. It really wasn't much. It was just some wiring and tucking everything away, putting trim pieces back on. But I'll go ahead and flip this around and I'll show you. All right, so here's the gauge. And then all I had to do was, other than mounting it, I just have one self-tapper in there for right now. But other than that, all I had to do was run the wires down through. I drilled a hole in my original trim piece down in here somewhere like in here-ish. Ran the wires down, ran them behind the dash, down in here, and then there's my fuse tabs. So I believe this one, which is fuse 8, is your constant power, and then 11, I think this is your switched. And then this one right here with the orange wire is your dimmer. So that way when the lights come on, it dims the display on the gauge. And then my ground, I have my grounded down here. It's the top bolt for that thing, that pedal, emergency brake, top one facing this way. That's what bolt it's on. So other than that, let's go ahead and start this thing up and see if that pipe is still going to leak underneath. So there's a gauge. Three psi fuel pressure, and our exhaust gas temperature coming up. No boost. No boost. I think I may have a leak. I think there's some things that are leaking on it. I'm gonna have to go and fix that at some point. So yeah. So let's go ahead and go underneath and see if this is still leaking. This side is leaking. I don't feel any over here. Go over to the other side here. This is the side that was real bad over here. It's got a little bit, but not as bad as it was. It was real bad before. So yeah. And then under here, I went ahead and, like I had showed earlier in the video, behind this module. That's where the hole is, comes through the firewall for my wires. And then I just routed them up in here, zip tied them all in there, and then you can see where I ran them up through there. And then we'll go ahead and go under the hood, and I'll show you everything under there. Fuel pressure sensor, I kept this, that way I can still bleed it. And then there's that. I don't know if it's not reading the boost correctly because of how I have that stood up like that. I don't know. Somebody sees this, leave a comment. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about that. Is it not reading a whole lot of it? It'll read boost, but it has to be under a decent load. Now, this thing never really read a whole lot of boost before. Whenever you just drive it around, so I don't know if it is accurate and I'm just overthinking it or what. But maybe I'll see what it does whenever it's under load and see if the boost actually does something under load. So with that, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Go ahead and please watch some of my other videos. Comment, subscribe, like some of the videos, and just watch out for future videos on this truck because I have a whole lot that I'm going to do to this thing. I'm going to be repainting the whole thing, and I want to do a turbo upgrade and pump upgrade, and probably injectors too. I've had this truck for, I believe I said it in one of the videos, I've had this truck for, this will be 11 years this year, and never really drove it a whole lot when I first got it because I didn't have the money to put into it to drive it and get it inspected because, you know, in Pennsylvania you have these wonderful things called inspections. But yeah, you have to get your vehicle inspected for roads that aren't even safe enough barely sometimes for your vehicle to drive on. And I know my vehicles have been safer than what some of the roads are around here. But anyways, I'm not going to rant about that forever. But yeah, so where was I going with this? I don't know. But anyways, until next time, guys, thank you. Like I said, please be sure to check out some of my other videos. And I'll see you next time. Take care.